we have a mythical content creator, very fitting because we're going to be talking about mythical champions. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? I am pleased and blessed to be in the presence of one of Raid's mythical champions, Ash. Ash, how you doing, buddy?
Jedi, it is a pleasure to be here, man. First time, I guess, collab on your channel at least,
Yeah,
right?
for sure,
So
for sure.
thrilled to be here, dude. Talking about, gosh, one of the craziest drops that Plarium has ever released upon us. I was unexpected to say the least, you know.
Yeah, we took us all by complete surprise. But in case you randomly stumbled upon my video first, we reacted to the What's Next in Raid video on Ash's channel. Welcome to any of you who came over from that. We definitely want to hear more from you too. So both of us will be checking our comments for your opinions on all of this because we value that and we feed that back to Plarium. But before we get into your opinions, you want to know what we're talking about. So let's start off with relics. What do you think about relics, and how do you think that's going to be a positive or negative for the game?
Dude, first of all, this is the one that, I mean, the quality of life and the relics, we knew about, like, the mythical, we knew a little bit about the clan boss, but the quality of life stuff and the relics, it's just like I'm still trying to digest because we are recording this like a half an hour after we've seen it for the first time, right? So that all being said, dude, overwhelmed was the first feeling I had of like, oh my word, not only are there relics, but there's the what are the things they put in them? I forgot
The
the charms,
charms
right?
or gems? Yeah, something like that.
Gemstones? Okay.
Gemstones, yeah.
Either way, there's like different shapes and there's different rarities, there's
Yeah.
different stars, there's only so many different types of it looks like gem. This is not going to age well. This collab, they're gonna be like, dude, he has no idea. Gemstones, haha, or whatever the hell. But there's a lot. It seems like glyphs and a little bit of blessings,
Yeah.
and a lot more all mixed together. And the fact that they're adding buffs and debuffs that like you have no way of getting on a champion, like provoke. You can suddenly turn champion into a provoker. I saw on one of them, right? It's really, it's almost overwhelming in terms of the opportunities, the strategy variations that you can come up with. It's very exciting and overwhelming at the same time. Is my first gut reaction. What about yours?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about this other game called Path of Exile or Path to Exile. Have you heard that
Sure.
before?
Yeah,
And
well, I watch DM stuff, so
yeah.
I'm familiar. I have not played though.
Okay, so like I've been thinking about that game because it has like the most complex system, and this is sort of like Raid bringing that type of thing into the game where you have this like deep customizability to your champion. And that's the thing that I love the most about Raid. So I'm thrilled about it. But I know I'm going to get like 5 million questions, and that's just going to, provide an opportunity for me to help more people with like what do you choose? There's like so many options, which is cool, but like some people aren't going to be into that. So we'll need to
I
definitely help
know.
them out.
As humans, it's like I remember listening to a podcast or reading a book or something like that, right? But like we think we want a lot of options, but we really don't, right?
Yeah.
Psychologically, right?
Yeah.
Like we actually find a sense of peace and a sense of comfort in having limitations set for us. And this almost feels like the exact opposite of that, like that whole premise, right?
Yeah.
That all being said, I don't want to. This is not psychology at the end of the
Yeah.
day, or it's raid. It's a game, and I love customization. I like the idea that you can look on two different accounts with the same champions and have an entire different baseline of what they're
Yes.
able to do, what they're trying to accomplish. That really
Absolutely.
appeals to me
Yeah,
as
me
a
too.
concept. So
Yeah, and
that
like if you
I'm
guys are
excited,
if
man.
you're feeling overwhelmed, just find one that has the stats that you're trying to go for on that champion and slot it in. You don't need to overthink it. You can,
Exactly.
but you don't have to.
And that's the
So,
stats too. We get the stats in addition.
yes, in addition. Yeah. So we're going to be able to craft them also. So for those of us who are like super into that customization, we're going to be able to sort of dictate or gear our crafting towards that, which is
Yeah.
I like that they're going to give us the materials in multiple areas. Chimera, Live Arena, Clan Shop, Siege, they mentioned all of those. I like
Yeah,
that.
did they mention, Centranos at all, or was that
No,
something else that they
no,
mentioned?
they
That was,
did not.
I think maybe affiliated with something else down the line, but I kind of think it's a little bit of a bummer they didn't include Centranos because to me, that, like, falls in the newer update category,
Yeah,
but at the same time
they could
yeah,
easily,
they could. They
yeah,
need to make that more compelling, that game mode, but overall, I'm with you. I like that at least there's options, right?
yeah. So then the next big topic was live arena seasons. I almost fell out of my chair. I based on our conversations with them, they did not seem into that.
A few things here. The market is another one that they were like, "Nope," you know? But yeah, I'm thrilled. I know they said that they were gonna do some big changes to Live Arena and they weren't happy with what it was. Like, what they were
Yeah,
gonna do was unclear, but we actually noticed on our first walkthrough of this teaser video or whatever, that it seems like there might be more to this as well, like
yeah,
more restrictions or implementations when it comes to like kind of defining what types of teams you're using or
right,
restrictions, which I've been personally advocating for like big time. They just need to make it a little bit more compelling than whoever has the most mythicals,
right,
honestly, like,
right.
and even though, we're both end game, right? Like we go against it too. Like eventually we're going to run into someone +4 fully empowered mythicals, but like add a little bit of strategy dynamics or limitations. Like for example, a certain faction or a certain pact or alliance rather, how they have those, like adding more restrictions or epics only can make it more available to the general player base as well. But hey, starting at seasons, I'm thrilled because I mean, what am I going to do right now? I'm at like I don't even know what I'm at, but like I'm at like 5,500 or something, and or 5,700, whatever it may be. Though, like I feel like it's going to take a month to climb a couple hundred
Yeah,
trophies or whatever.
yeah,
And then for what? Like there's no
yeah,
reason. There's nothing, there's no
exactly.
season. Like so they needed something. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, and then they said, 2 new gear sets, and at first I was
Yes.
like, "Oh, we already have those gear sets, that's what they mean." But I actually think that they mean for the seasons, there will be an additional 2 gear sets. That how you
That's
took it?
kind of how I listened to it as well, how I heard it. And did they say 9 piece or did they just say variable? They said something
I
to
think they
describe the
said
artifact sets.
variable.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I read that as a 9 piece, but maybe
Yeah,
I'm just reading too much into it. But I anything they can add, we already know there's relics going to be associated with Live Arena. We already know the seasons. We're speculating based on the teams that they showcase. There might be some limitations. I feel like, they're moving in the right direction. It's still not going to be everybody's cup of tea because some people just don't like PvP in this game. And I can totally understand. I can see it right now that some people, if they add too much exclusivity to Live Arena rewards, especially around these gear sets or whatever, some people are going to be like, I hate when they attach things that are available throughout the entire game or things that are useful throughout the entire game strictly to PvP, just kind of like the
yeah.
old Great Hall. But I mean, a lot remains to be seen here too.
They seem like they're trying to get everyone involved though, because once you hit gold, you're not gonna be able to drop below gold. But then you'll be involved
Yes.
with the seasons every time, and for those of us who our schedule's crazy, once you hit gold, then you're not gonna decay below that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
huge, I
good for the
think.
population, right? Like
Yes.
the
Yes.
worst thing you can have in Live Arena is no one to battle,
Right.
and it makes you feel like the game is so dead and you're the
Yeah.
only one playing in the whole
Yeah.
world and you're like, what the hell? So yeah, I mean, so I think that will mitigate that a little bit as well. So yeah, man,
And then for those,
yeah,
like, competitive people, like, that gives you a reason to grind a little bit
it gives you a
because
reason to grind. It gives you a reason to take a break too. Like,
yeah.
hey, I'll take this season off.
Yeah,
I'll go
exactly.
hard this season.
Yeah, yeah. And then we're getting into stuff about the Chimera.
Chimera. God,
So
there's a
just
lot.
let's just start aesthetically. What did you think about the Chimera first of all, as I find this slide on screen? What did you think about the
Aesthetically,
visual?
yeah, personally, maybe it's just like the new shiny thing, and I'm more attracted to it, by nature. But I think it's the coolest out of all three of the clan bosses, aesthetically. What about you?
I gotta say I'm a little disappointed, honestly.
Okay,
Um,
that's totally fair. You,
yeah,
by the way, if I remember correctly, you're like a fan,
yes. Yeah, yeah.
like of the lore, I guess, behind. So
Yeah,
like, I don't have a lot of experience with chimeras,
yeah.
honestly.
That's
Like on
okay.
my end. So like,
Yeah.
I don't have. I guess I didn't come in with a lot of expectations, other than like the few video games that have them as random enemies. Like that's
Yeah.
that's the extent. So maybe I didn't have that bar set of like this is what it looks like, and this is or I guess I did, like a tiger with heads, right? But or
Yeah.
whatever. But other than that, to me, it looks, I don't know, like visually cooler than Hydra. Why don't you like it? This is cool.
Okay, so like
Yeah.
to me this is like if Resident Evil made this boss. You know, it's got that like real dark, twisted,
I
like
like you don't like dark?
experiments. Yeah, your favorite faction's like Knights Rev, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some Ash trivia for you,
Ah, I
Jedi. I
got you.
like
Yeah, I
that.
got you.
Do you know
But
my favorite
see,
Magic card?
no, what is your favorite magic card?
I mean, I'm here with a Jedi, I should say. I like Sarah Angel, which is weird because it's like one of the most white, light, bright things, but I love
Yeah.
the dark aesthetics, you know?
Oh, wow, that's like the OGest of OG
Oh,
magic
dude,
cards.
not that no one wants to hear about my damn Magic the Gathering history, but I played from beta to like Ice Age. So like I'm talking
Oh,
like
dude.
96 to 2000 ish, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm so old school. Anyway, I digress. No one cares.
Okay, if we get
Yeah, but you
500
so
likes on this video, I'll twist Ash's arm and we'll make a magic video of our
I would love to,
stories.
man. There's more to my whole Magic the Gathering story. I dove back in, but again, I'm gonna spare the
Oh, dude,
viewers.
I definitely want to
Yeah.
hear about that sometime. Okay, so I would have preferred, me personally, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, I would have preferred the bright fantasy Chimera. You know, no twisted part, like the majestic, I'm gonna, kill you, but I'm like a holy avenger type of
Okay.
aesthetic. So when I saw this, I was just like
Okay.
completely thrown off.
So you
Um,
like how dark it is. You wanted the light.
yes, yes. Now, I do think
Interesting.
it's cool. I do think they did a very amazing job on it. I love that there are the different forms, and I love that we get to fight the different forms individually because I think that's cool. That'll let us customize. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think
Could you
about
make
like
sense? Why don't you break it down? You have the notes here on the
So
like,
it seems like
there's a lot going on here,
there
you
is a
know?
lot going on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start in the ultimate form, which is super weird to me. I don't understand why we're doing that.
Right?
Like, you would think we'd start in one of the base forms and then work our way up or something, but it's
It
like,
doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Yeah.
no. But maybe from, like, a logistics, tactics perspective, it will be better that way, we'll have to see, but we start against all of the heads all at once, and then it breaks down and morphs into each of them individually, and we have 5 turns on each of them. So that's I don't know how that works out 65, but
Right?
there's going to be a max turn count of 65. But like if you look at the actual fight length, it was still like 40 minutes. So I don't think this is going to be a quick fight, but at least we can
No.
plan along the way. And then I guess they want our attention to be here, so they're going to give us the quick battles in Hydra.
I love the instant battles in Hydra. I mean, we skipped over, like, not skipped over, but we didn't talk about the quality of life yet. But like that sets the table nicely
Yeah.
for how are we going to have time, right?
Yeah.
Because they're adding, a bunch of quality of life stuff, which is all amazing. But when it comes to this, I almost feel like I'm one of those people that I want to like experience it. I know they said there's going to be like a whole nother video breaking down everything, but I guess I'm a little, just frankly, I'm a little unclear on the trajectory of your typical like experience with the clan boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, in other
So
words, like, okay, how many battles did you even catch? How many battles we have
I
as
think
individuals?
there are 2 keys, and it seems like this is going to be daily, but I don't know that for sure.
Okay, yeah, that's like I want to. I didn't even grasp the basics from like they. I mean, I felt like they did a decent job covering it, but they were
Yeah,
so fast.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I replayed the video like 17 times. So
There's 5 champions though, not 6, correct?
5
5,
champions.
right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. And
all right.
like in their example, I thought it was hilarious because Brenda's in. But come on,
It's a final little final little middle finger nod
yeah.
to the player base. Like, "Yo, what up?"
But also, like normal max HP champions seem like they're going to be good. Newt was in there doing ridiculous damage, for
Yeah.
example. Or, if you grind and get Marius, that seems like it'd be good. Or even just like your normal max HP champion. We're gonna expect them to do a good job here. And then I think what we're gonna want is just if you look at the trials, basically you want to use the trials to help you compose your team so
Yeah,
that you can complete the trials just by running your team and you don't have to worry about it. And that's sort of like your quests for this clan boss, which is a weird way to incorporate it. Like normally your quest would
super
be
weird.
exterior, right? But it's
Yeah,
like an
man.
in this game mode way to have quests.
It looks. I'm sure there'll be pain points, right?
Yeah.
But it looks wild. It looks like the level of intricacy that we were talking about a little bit on my channel that they put into this whole thing. It's just insane. It's absurd, you know?
Yeah. But
But
I'm
it's
thinking
tough to say like a lot more. Is there anything particularly that you're looking for out of this clan? I mean, the biggest thing for me, again, not to like beat a dead horse here, but it's like adding instant battles and the time through background fights and all this stuff that we have to focus on this beast,
yeah.
which seems like it could be a lot of time like
Yeah.
necessary, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm
think
excited
about it.
for it, you know?
Think about it kind of like Hydra when Hydra first came out, about that amount of time probably want to put into it is my guess.
Yeah,
Uh but with this Chimera, I think once we figure out what the key roles are like we did with Hydra, I think it'll be much easier to make teams. Like we need a shield champion, we need a poison champion, all of those kinds of things.
yeah.
Once we
It seems
figure
like
out what those
fear.
are.
It seems like fear and true fear are gonna be a big part of this clan boss. At least that's my impression.
I thought so too, but
And
they don't have
they don't
that in any of their teams.
who do they have here? They have Duchess and then Newt. They have
Yeah,
Veils on everybody else. It's hard to even tell.
yeah, it's Duchess, Newt, Runda, um, Timid.
Who
Does he do
Oh,
Fierce?
yes. Yes, he has true fear. He has
Okay,
true fear.
Timid is the one, and then Mithrala.
Okay.
So that kind of gives you a lot of those same abilities, and if you like put Trunda in the HP burn part of your brain, then that kind of makes more sense too. Um, you're kind of
Yeah,
filling in a lot of the roles that we thought we were going to need with very
interesting.
interesting,
Yeah, I'm
right?
excited for especially the true fear. Obviously, cleanse, block, debuffs, those seem to be like mandatory, you know,
Yeah,
from the skills that we know so far. But overall, I'm freaking excited, man. I don't know what else to say, you know, like,
yeah. And then
yeah,
like if you look at the end screen on the normal, it took 26 minutes. They went to the full 65 turns and they
5
have one
turns.
out of two keys. So similar type of thing to the like that looks like a clan boss screen,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
normal what we would expect. So it's gonna be some overlap from the other game modes. And then we have, those trials to help us build our teams and stuff. But I think that's gonna be like the first thing you need to do is just build a team that lives and then worry about customizing it later and like what the trials are. Because the rewards do seem good at first glance.
The rewards seem pretty it's hard to say exactly what the crafting materials equate to,
True.
but you're
True.
right. And we do get, like, the free mythical as well, or not the free, the
Yeah.
farmable, whatever, like the Mithrala of this clan boss, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully that will be
And then
good
you
as
can
well.
see
Yeah,
on there from the
true
clan boss
fragments.
chest, you get the relics in the chest as well. So we're gonna get relics. We don't have to craft all of them. We're just gonna have them.
Just straight up get relics.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
Right.
right.
Now, what do you think about the clash part of
Ah, well, they had to add it, didn't they?
Did they? Did they?
No, the clash part is like it's weird. I'm sure the clash part is gonna be a way to get, you know, whatever we don't see here, whatever is even more scarce, right? They're gonna
Yeah.
throw that in, right? It might be the I always get the damn thing wrong, the gemstones or whatever it is that you put in the relics, you know?
Yeah.
But like either that, there's probably gonna be something really great attached to it. What do you think in terms of I have such a love hate. I'm just gonna be real, man. It's easy to pander and be like, I hate Hydra Clash, but I actually think I like Hydra Clash too. You know, like as a
Yeah.
love hate relationship, I
Yeah.
like working with my clan to
Mhm.
do something and to face off against other clans. If they said they're going to get rid of Hydra Clash, I know this is a super unpopular opinion, but I think there's part of me that would be like, oh no. You know, like even though I
Yeah.
complain about it, don't get rid of it. You know, like you know what I'm saying. So I think I'm actually okay with it. It doesn't sound like you're on the same page though. What do you think?
I like the idea of Hydra Clash, and in theory, I like the idea of Chimera Clash. It comes down to how much time do we have and how do they implement. You know, like if we're running Trunda in our team and she's the clear best champion, again, I don't think that's going to be the case because, like, in the damage screen, Newt did all the damage. But if there's an imbalance and there's not enough champions and we have to have very specific ones, then that creates a bad taste for people.
You
But
know there's
if
gonna
they
be
can
broken.
balance it,
Yeah, they're not gonna balance it, bro. Like, I mean, so maybe you do have a point, right? Like, 'cause especially out the gate, if I remember correctly, Hydra was it was awful, right? Like, there was
yeah,
so many bugs and so many, and then as time went on, there was so many not exploits, but like people figured stuff out,
yeah,
and then retroactively they were deemed bugs or exploits, like obviously the corpulence and the
yeah,
and everything else, and not just corpulent cadaver, but like it feel like uh, a lot of it's just going to depend on how Plarium navigates
right,
what's intended versus what's a
right,
bug. And like, I mean, I don't want to rehash the past too much. Maybe I'm living too much in the past here, Jedi, but like, I think that as strategies emerge that are more accessible to a broader player base, is if they're embraced, I think that the community will largely accept some incongruity when it comes to like the differential between damage, right?
yeah,
But if they just go in and do the same thing and don't learn from any of those lessons, at least how the community received those, and they go against more accessible strategies and nerf them or fix them right away
yeah,
and ignore the mythicals that are killing it or the trundas that are killing it or combos that are killing it that are hard to get. I feel like that's where people are going to hate the clash,
yeah.
component of it, you know?
So let's remain
The
hopeful.
bit
Let
depends. Yes, let's
Yeah,
do it.
let's remain hopeful. Okay, so then I guess let's wrap up and let me find my information on like the quality of life stuff. We want to end there. Like the background multi battles. Thoughts on that?
I think it could be one of the low key biggest game changers in this entire update, honestly. Like just from a practical day to day quality of life standpoint, you're now allowed to do background multi battles, not just dungeons,
Yeah,
but Doom Tower 2.
yeah.
Dude, I don't know about you, but like, I'm just gonna cop to it. Like, we're on Dark Fey rotation right now, and I've missed a bunch of Dark Fey farming days. Like the thing that I always preach you should never do. Like, if I'm gonna miss something, it's usually gonna be something like that. It's either gonna be Iron Twins or Doom Tower farming because I prioritize glyphs and
Yeah,
like there's just. I mean, I'm not gonna list all the things to do in this game, but there's a billion things to do, and it feels like I'm sure you're the same way, man. But like, you start every day with okay, here I go through my checklist, and sometimes
yeah,
life happens. You just don't get to it all. Now it's not about, you still have to do those things, but now you can do those things while you're working on things that most people actually enjoy more in the game.
yeah,
Instead of watching the same team, whether it's in the background or your computer, your phone, or whatever, but instead of watching the same team beat the same boss 100 times in a row to complete the fusion or whatever, now you can do that while you play
yeah.
and work on your teams. Maybe you'll work on building your next clan boss team. Maybe you can strategize, like you can do other things while you're farming in the background. It's
Actually
huge.
play live arena if you want to.
Actually play live arena. The thing is like for me, it's a big game changer. They have this in other games that I play, and it really changes the way it not just to change the way I play, but it also changes how much I enjoy the game, because I'm like able to do things I want to do and able to do things that previously I just didn't have the time for. I'll never miss a freaking Doom Tower farm again because as long as I'm playing it, doing anything in the game, I can just do it in the background. What about you? Do you like that?
I do. I love
No.
it. I mean, especially as a content creator, like trying to build random teams for videos, I can run my daily stuff and work on that.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to play live arena while I'm streaming, I can also do dailies and letting us have super raids in campaign. Like, why is it not just super raids everywhere? But I mean, if we're gonna get super raids in campaign, that's gonna be helpful.
Yeah. No,
And
I'm very excited. Very excited for that one.
we want to talk real briefly about the new marketplace.
This is one of those ones that behind closed doors. Now that it's funny, we had these behind closed doors or whatever meetings with the devs, and then we end up saying everything that we said, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah,
they sounded very, I don't want to say unwilling, but like I was not walking out of that last call optimistic. Maybe they're surprising us a little bit, but like
yeah.
I wasn't
I
walking out
wasn't
of the last call
optimistic either
optimistic.
at all.
Yeah. It sounded like, I don't want to put words or mischaracterize what they were saying, but it sounded almost like the vibe I got, with all due respect, was like, yeah, who cares about the market? Like, that's
Right.
not going to be a top priority. Like, who cares? You know, like almost like, yeah, you might be right, but like, it's the market. Like, we have a lot bigger fish to fry. But like a lot of things, to their credit, they've actually gone and actually changed things. And
Yeah.
I think the most important word on this entire screen is the aggregator. Like, it's all
Yes.
together now,
All
right?
together.
It's so much more efficient here at the very least, right?
Yep. Yep. Also,
And I
what
wonder
is
if they improve the actual market
I know
as
it
well.
says Mystic Market. That's what
But
it
don't you think
says.
that's just the Mystic market is probably just the
Like the
has
name
something to
of
do
the
with
new
soul stones, don't you
building.
think?
I don't is it?
No, Mystic market is just your conversion area, I think.
Okay,
No?
okay. Oh, it could be. You're right, you're right.
And then so the bazaar is a bazaar, the
Oh,
token trader,
okay. Yeah, that's the
clan
little
shop,
tab in
clan shop.
Altar of Souls. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But did
Okay.
they, because they said in the video, like, a new and improved market.
Yeah.
But is the actual market improved? Or is it just this whole UI, which is great,
Listen,
you know?
if
Yeah.
it's just the UI, I'm totally fine with that, but we can hope that they also
We certainly can. We
yes.
certainly can.
It's a pretty
So
low bar. You could basically do any
yeah.
changes and it would be better than it is right now.
The crazy thing about the market is like, maybe this is an unpopular thing to say, but like, go ahead and add something that's ridiculously expensive, you know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know what it could be, but as long as it's a better deal than what that's in the gem shop,
Yep.
you know, then like, go ahead and do it. You
Yep.
know, like, it might be a win-win. Maybe Plarium gets people spending gems or something on something, you know,
Yeah.
like on hard to get stuff, you know, but like, I don't know what is the downside of Plarium as long as it's priced proportionately to the
Yeah.
economy they're trying to preserve or cultivate or whatever. Then what is the downside of just adding more compelling offerings? You know, I don't really understand it.
Yeah, totally agree. All right,
So we'll
last
see.
thing. I'm going to put you on the spot here,
Okay.
and I want you to choose and speculate on. Do I not have a picture of the new? Apparently, I don't.
You can, yeah, I don't know if you can
Well,
grab them from like socials. They put a little montage, a little techno montage or something, or hip hop montage. It was interesting.
yeah, yeah. We were looking at that on my stream yesterday, but I'll just throw this screen here with the new champions that they're
Yeah.
putting in the game. I'm gonna put you on the spot, and I want you to shot call predict one ability from the new Mythics kit.
Oh, sure, easy. Um, he has a. I'm gonna say he has a fear or true fear that cannot be resisted.
Fear or true fear that can't be resisted. Interesting. I'm
I think
gonna
it's.
say he's an arena champion because they don't ever put champions for the content that you want to do in there. I mean, Mithrala is kind of like that. So I'm gonna say he has an instant turn effect.
I think instant turn effect is pretty okay. That's a good call out. I was for whatever reason when you said that at first, I was like, I was taking you to mean take an extra turn. I'm like, that's not a stretch for a mythical Jedi. I get it. Like, grant an instant turn to somebody
Yes,
like a
yes, there
Shuzen
are
or a
very
Ayala.
few, and
Yeah.
they want that to be special.
Hmm.
And what better place to put that in here? They could have put it on Skeletor. Uh, I think that would have been amazing and
I
perfect.
know. Poor Skeletor, man.
I'm hoping he's
Such a
better
cool,
than we think he is. But
such a cool champ, but it's
yeah,
just like I doubt he's going to be super useful
yeah,
outside of like newer, obviously newer players. But anyway, yeah, man, it. So you really think? I think that, dude, it's a ballsy decision to do to put this dude in there as a mythical that is associated with a clan boss that requires fear of true fear, and not give him fear of true fear, you know? But
yeah.
maybe you're right, man. Maybe you're right.
Could
Maybe we're
be, or
both
maybe
right.
maybe we're
Yeah,
both right. Yeah, we'll
right?
have to wait and see. So
I'm
you
curious to see
guys
what your viewers will hypothesize there.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So only the true fans who made it all the way to the end of the video will get to speculate in the comments on this topic. So any last thoughts here on any of these things? Anything I missed or anything you want to add to any of these?
No, I just, well, frankly, I want to thank you, man. I mean, first of all, it's been a great pleasure to finally collab. It's all totally on me. You reached out, or I reached out like years ago, and then I never made it happen. So I apologize. I've always
Oh,
enjoyed
no
your
worries.
and so it's great to be here and chill. And I'm sure it'll be the first of many. But also, I got to thank you for giving me the heads up for being Johnny on the spot, because we had a collab planned to just talk about like random stuff that we talk about in collabs, and you're like, Ash, we might want to focus on this because I missed the whole damn video. So I owe an immense
Good.
amount of gratitude towards you for being Johnny on the spot and feet on the pavement here when it comes to the raid breaking news. I'm excited. It's overwhelming
Yeah.
and exciting all at the same time.
Yeah.
Uh, TBD what it all looks like when it goes in game, but certainly gives people at a time where raid was starting to feel a
Yeah.
little, I don't know if stale is the right word, but a little questionable. It definitely gives a lot to look forward to. That's for sure. You know, of
Agreed. Agreed. Well, thanks so much for being here. I know you're
course.
super busy, and I appreciate you taking time to come on over here. Again, we did the first part of this over on Ash's channel. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you go see that. That's some serious reactions in that video. All right, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for making it all the way to the end of the video. We will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.